The 1970s were one of the most challenging decades in Britain's motoring history. It was a time of economic uncertainty, fuel crises, factory strikes, and fierce competition from overseas manufacturers. Yet, despite these challenges, British carmakers continued to produce some of the most stylish and luxurious cars ever seen on British roads. Brands like Jaguar, Rover, Triumph, Jensen, and Aston Martin still represented prestige, craftsmanship, and British engineering. Their cars turned heads wherever they went, offering elegant styling, comfortable interiors, and powerful engines that made them symbols of success. But behind the polished chrome and luxurious cabins, many manufacturers were struggling financially. Expensive development costs, reliability problems, poor management, and changing customer expectations pushed several famous British companies dangerously close to collapse. Today, we're counting down 10 British cars from the 1970s that nearly bankrupted their makers. Some were ambitious masterpieces, while others became costly mistakes that changed British automotive history forever. Number 10. Triumph Stag. Introduced in 1970 by Triumph, was designed to compete with luxury European Grand Tours. Its elegant body, created by renowned Italian designer Giovanni Michelotti, gave it timeless appeal. Under the bonnet sat a 3.0-liter V8 engine, while the spacious cabin featured wood trim, comfortable seats, and an open-top design perfect for summer driving. Many buyers loved its handsome appearance and affordable luxury. It looked every bit as prestigious as much more expensive rivals. Unfortunately, its engine quickly developed a poor reputation. Cooling problems, overheating, and timing chain failures became common complaints. Dealers and mechanics spent countless hours trying to solve these issues. Warranty claims became expensive, customer confidence fell, and Triumph's reputation suffered badly. What should have been one of Britain's greatest luxury cars became one of its biggest disappointments. Number 9. Jensen Interceptor Mark III. Introduced in 1971, the Jensen Interceptor Mark III represented luxury and performance at their finest. Built by Jensen Motors, it combined elegant Italian styling with a massive American Chrysler V8 engine. The car offered effortless speed, luxurious leather seating, and distinctive wraparound rear glass that made it instantly recognizable. Owners loved its smooth power and exclusive image. However, building such a sophisticated, handcrafted Grand Tour proved extremely expensive. As fuel prices rose during the 1970s oil crisis, demand for thirsty V8-powered luxury cars dropped sharply. Production costs remained high while sales declined. The financial pressure placed enormous strain on Jensen Motors, contributing to the company's eventual collapse. Number 8. Rover SD1. When Rover introduced the SD1 in 1976, expectations were enormous. Its sleek, fastback styling looked modern and exciting. Inspired by Italian sports cars, it stood out from every other executive saloon on British roads. Power came from several engines, including Rover's famous aluminum V8. Customers praised its comfortable ride, spacious cabin, and impressive performance. Many journalists even called it one of the finest executive cars of its time. Sadly, poor build quality overshadowed its brilliant design. Factory problems led to inconsistent assembly, poor paint quality, electrical faults, and unreliable interiors. Owners often returned to dealers with long lists of defects. Although the SD1 became an icon, it also highlighted many of British Leyland's manufacturing problems. Those quality issues damaged Rover's image and cost the company millions. Number 7. Aston Martin Lagonda. The Aston Martin Lagonda, introduced in 1976, looked unlike anything else on the road. Its sharp, wedge-shaped body seemed to arrive from the future. Inside, buyers found luxurious leather seats, digital instruments, and electronic controls that were incredibly advanced for the era. Powered by Aston Martin's famous 5.3-liter V8 engine, it delivered effortless performance alongside unmatched exclusivity. Customers admired its futuristic appearance, but developing such advanced electronics proved incredibly expensive. The complicated digital dashboard frequently failed, repairs were difficult, and production costs continued rising. Every Lagonda required enormous investment before reaching customers. Although the car became one of Britain's most famous luxury vehicles, it also placed tremendous financial pressure on Aston Martin during an already difficult decade. Number 6. Jaguar XJ Series 2 in 1973. When Jaguar introduced the XJ Series 2 in 1973, it aimed to build the world's finest luxury saloon. Designed under the guidance of Sir William Lyons, the XJ featured graceful styling, a beautifully crafted interior, and powerful 6-cylinder and V12 engine options. It offered a smooth ride that few competitors could match. Owners admired its elegance, quiet cabin, and effortless performance. For many, it was the ultimate British luxury car. But behind the scenes, Jaguar faced growing problems. The 1970s were marked by labor strikes, rising production costs, and declining build quality. Electrical faults, leaking seals, and inconsistent assembly hurt the car's reputation. Although the XJ remained desirable, warranty repairs and quality issues placed additional financial pressure on British Leyland, which already faced serious difficulties. The Jaguar XJ survived, but its manufacturer struggled through one of the toughest periods in British automotive history. Number 5. Triumph Dolomite Sprint. Introduced in 1973, the Triumph Dolomite Sprint became one of Britain's most exciting sports saloons. Built by Triumph, it featured a revolutionary 16-valve 2.0-liter engine that produced impressive performance for its time. The Dolomite Sprint looked stylish, drove confidently, and offered sports car performance in a practical 4-door body. Buyers loved its speed and affordability. However, reliability problems soon appeared. Engine overheating, head gasket failures, and electrical issues became common complaints. At the same time, British Leyland faced industrial disputes and manufacturing delays, making it difficult to maintain consistent quality. Although the Dolomite Sprint earned praise from motoring journalists, it failed to generate the success Triumph desperately needed. Number 4. Panther de Ville. The Panther de Ville, launched in 1974 by Panther Westwinds, was one of the most unusual luxury cars Britain had ever produced. Inspired by classic luxury cars of the 1930s, it featured enormous chrome headlamps, sweeping wings, and an extravagant hand-built body. Inside, buyers found handcrafted leather, polished wood, and every luxury available at the time. The de Ville attracted celebrities and wealthy collectors who wanted something completely different. But hand-building every car required enormous time and money. Production remained extremely limited, while manufacturing costs continued to rise. Despite its exclusivity, the company struggled to make enough profit from each vehicle. The Panther de Ville became an unforgettable British luxury car, but financial success never truly followed. Number 3. Jensen-Healey. The Jensen-Healey, introduced in 1972, was designed to save Jensen Motors after the success of the Interceptor began fading. The lightweight sports car featured modern styling and a Lotus-built 2.0-liter engine that promised strong performance. Early buyers appreciated its handling, open-top driving experience, and competitive price. Unfortunately, quality control let the car down. Engine problems, oil leaks, poor assembly, and electrical faults quickly damaged its reputation. Sales fell far below expectations, while warranty costs continued increasing. Instead of rescuing Jensen Motors, the Jensen-Healey became another financial burden. Only a few years later, Jensen entered receivership, ending production and bringing one chapter of British motoring history to a close. Number 2. Aston Martin V8. Produced throughout the 1970s, represented everything people expected from a hand-built British Grand Tourer. Its powerful 5.3-liter V8 engine delivered effortless speed, while the luxurious interior offered leather upholstery, fine wood trim, and exceptional craftsmanship. Owners admired its prestige and exclusivity. However, building every Aston Martin largely by hand proved incredibly expensive. During the economic difficulties of the 1970s, demand for high-priced luxury cars became unpredictable. The company repeatedly faced financial crises as production costs continued climbing. Although the Aston Martin V8 helped preserve the brand's legendary image, keeping the company alive required constant financial support and determined leadership. Without that commitment, Aston Martin might not have survived. Number 1. Triumph Stag, British Leyland's costly gamble. Taking the top spot is once again the Triumph Stag, not because it lacked beauty, but because of the enormous impact it had on its manufacturer. British Leyland expected the Stag to become Britain's answer to luxury grand tours from Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Everything about the car suggested success. It looked elegant, offered genuine four-seat comfort, and featured a distinctive V8 engine developed specifically for the model. But the reality proved very different. Persistent overheating, cooling failures, timing chain problems, and poor quality control quickly damaged its reputation. Thousands of owners experienced costly repairs, while dealers struggled to satisfy disappointed customers. The Stag became one of Britain's Leyland's biggest missed opportunities. Although it wasn't the only reason for the company's financial troubles, it perfectly symbolized the engineering and management problems that affected Britain's largest car manufacturer during the decade. Many historians believe the Stag changed public confidence in British cars, making it one of the most significant and costly vehicles of the 1970s.
Looking back, these cars remind us that great design alone isn't always enough to guarantee success. The 1970s were filled with bold ideas, beautiful styling, and ambitious engineering. Many of these cars became icons of British motoring, admired for their character and innovation. Yet behind every polished bonnet was a manufacturer fighting rising costs, changing markets, and growing competition. Despite the challenges, these cars left a lasting mark on automotive history. Today, collectors and enthusiasts continue to restore and preserve them, celebrating not only their beauty, but also the remarkable stories behind them. Sometimes, the cars that came closest to failure become the ones history remembers the most. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next countdown as we explore another fascinating chapter from Britain's incredible motoring history.